Welcome back. We are on the last chapter. Are y'all ready? I'm ready. This is the end, okay? Okay. As Etta drove them back to town, Max's attention was on the buildings. Planning your shot? She asked. Yep, I think I'll set up a tripod. I brought an extra camera body. Would you like to take some interiors? She hesitated. She wasn't sure she wanted to see the place more closely. Comparisons of past and present might take too much out of her. Or not, Max said. I've never been good at photography, but I'll try. I could. She broke off at a sound. What is that? Max put his window down. It's a bell ringing. Emily smiled at the heavy, methodical sound. I bet your dad arranged that to welcome us. It's the kind of thing he'd do. Let's go see. She parked the car some distance away from the church, and they got out. Max went inside, but Etta couldn't bring herself to go in. As she waited for him to return, the sound of the bell grew so loud it was all that could be heard. When Max came out of the church, he was frowning. The door up to the tower is locked, he said loudly over the paling. I don't like this. He ran down the stairs and Etta followed him. He stepped back from the church and looked up. It's coming from that tower. Someone is up there, he yelled. Who are you? There was no answer. He looked back at her. I hope it's not kids. I bet there are usual caretakers here, so they're taking advantage of the place being empty. Etta looked up to see that the big bell was swinging so hard that the side of it was coming out of the arch window. Whoever was doing it seemed to have a malicious streak. Please don't hurt Pat's bell, she said. Go back to the car, Max said. I'm going to get that door open and stop this. He spoke in the voice of her Max, and it was a command, and she nodded and turned away. In the next second, there was a boom, like a cannon fire as seen in old movies. Etta whipped around in time to see that the bell had come loose and it was falling. From where she was standing, it was headed towards Max. He stood there, unmoving, as though he was paralyzed. She ran faster than she ever run, and for the last feet, she made a flying leap. When the huge bell came down, the bottom edge of it hit Max's chest just before Etta fell on him and knocked him to the ground. She landed face down beside him while he was on his back. Terror flooded her. She couldn't move. She was sure he was dead. It was a groan that made her lift up. Max was staring at the sky. That was close, he said. She was so relieved that she grabbed his face and kissed him firmly on the mouth. You're alive. Okay. He grinned at her. It appeared that I am. He was looking up at the tower. Did you see anyone leave? No. She was still lying beside him, her arms across his chest. Are you sure you're okay? He put his hand to his chest. Yes. He started to sit up, but had to pause when dizziness overtook him. Etta grabbed his shirt and tore open the front of it. There was a red mark just above his heart. Not big and not bloody. Maybe it was her imagination, but it was exactly where the arrow had hit Max. See, he said, it's just a bruise. I don't know what was wrong with me. I couldn't move. He started to get up, but then put his hand to his forehead. I think I'll sit here for a while. She saved him just like Max jumped in front of her. Touché. Okay. Okay, where was I? Etta leaned back on her heels. I want you to get into the car. I'm taking you to the emergency room. No, he said, I'm fine. I still want to find out who was up there. No one was, she said. Max, she was stern. You're going to get into the car and I'm taking you to the hospital. Do you understand me? Sure, he smiled as though she was amusing. If it'll make you feel better. She had to help him up, and she kept her arm around his waist as they went to the car. She insisted that he lie down on the back seat. My home away from home, he joked as he got in. As Etta got in the driver's seat, her hands were shaking. If I'd known being hit by a bell would get me a kiss, I'd have done it sooner. She was looking at him in the mirror and she saw that he closed his eyes. She yelled his name twice, but he didn't respond. It looked like he had passed out. Etta pushed the red triangle button on the car, making the emergency light flash. Then she sped down the street of Garrett. She was grateful there was no traffic, so when she hit the pavement, she went as fast as she could make the car go. When she saw the hospital, she laid down on a horn. The staff seemed to know what to do because when she skidded to a stop under the portico, they were outside, a gurney ready. They had Max out of the back seat and onto the gurney before Etta could cut the engine and get out. As she ran towards the entrance, a young man held out his hand and she tossed him the keys. Inside, she was blocked from following Max to wherever they were taking him. We need some information, a woman said. Etta looked at her blankly, not understanding what she was saying. I need his name and address, the woman said. I have to tell Henry, Etta whispered. The man who'd taken her keys handed Etta her purse. She got her phone and with shaking hands, she called Henry's number. It went to voicemail. She left no message. She called Ben and he answered. Max has been hurt. I'm at... Wild-eyed, she looked at the nurse. The woman took the phone from her and gave Ben the necessary information. Another nurse led Etta to a chair and sat her down. The woman who had her phone came to Etta and said, Ben will be here as soon as he can. Do you understand me? Etta nodded. I'm going to give you a sedative and when we know something, we'll tell you. A sedative, y'all. Is she going back? Etta, she heard someone say. Etta. She was curled up in a chair in the hospital waiting room, and she'd been sleeping. She woke, but she was groggy. Bert was leaning over her. Is Cornelia all right? Where's Alice? Etta, Bert said, you're dreaming of your book. Max is all right, do you hear me? Thanks to your swift action, he's going to be fine. Her mind was beginning to clear. Ben? Yeah, it's me. What time is it? Had my hopes up just that much. 2 hours and 22 minutes after you called me. One of Cairo's clients has a plane. He set it down on the road near here and I ran. She sat up in the chair. Max! Ben sat down in the chair beside her. I told you he's okay, but the doctor said that whatever hit him nearly broke his heart. Max is sad, but... No, Ben said, not like that. I mean physically. If you hadn't got him here... Ben broke off as he began to cry. Etta put her arms around him and held him while he sobbed. After a few minutes, he said, I'm sorry, and pulled away. To lose my brother is too much to think of. Thank you. How is Henry? She asked. We haven't told him anything. His surgery went well. The doctor said there's no reason he won't live for another 10 years. Dad said, good. I have a book to finish. Etta gave a semblance of a smile. Have you seen Max? Not yet, but he should wake up soon. Ben hesitated. They're saying family only can see him. I understand. As long as he's okay, I'm happy. When can he leave the hospital? Not for days. They want to make sure he's all right. I thought about your book. I'm glad this isn't 1871 or Max wouldn't have made it. She realized that Ben hadn't read the ending, but then Henry hadn't written it yet. She mumbled, yes, very glad. When she stood up, she was wobbly and caught the chair arm to steady herself. You don't need to leave. Henry said I could stay in one of the hotels in Garrett, but you don't have a car here. Ben smiled. Don't worry about me. I'll stay nearby, so if either of you needs anything, let me know. The doctor came to them. He's awake, he said to Ben. You can see him for a few minutes, but he needs the rest. The doctor looked at Etta in question. I'm just a friend. The doctor smiled. From what I heard, you could drive at Daytona. I'm sure he'll want to thank you for saving him. I'm glad I could, Etta said. She picked up her handbag and looked at Ben. I have everything I need. He stood up and put his hands on her shoulders. Etta, you will always have a family with us. We will be eternally grateful to you. Dad will. Ben shook his head. He's going to be a mess when he hears of Mac's close call. Ben kissed her cheeks, then stepped away and started to go down the hall. No. A nurse had walked up and she looked at the doctor. He wants to see her. He's getting very agitated. He says he has to see Etta. Ben was taken aback. But I'm his brother. The doctor spoke up. He probably wants to thank the woman who saved him. But Ben should go first, Etta said. I can see him tomorrow. Go, Ben said. I don't care who he talks to first. I'm just glad he's talking. The doctor said he may be a little confused, but that will probably wear off in a day or two. Physically, he's doing well. Etta followed the nurse down the hall and went into Mac's room. The second she saw him, the hairs on the back of her neck stood up. Something about him was different. Etta, he said, then closed his eyes and gave a smile of contentment. He extended his hand to her and she took it. What happened? He asked, his eyes still closed. Did he pass out and the other Macs came? A bell fell on you. He gave a little laugh and winced in pain. Is that what you're calling an arrow? It's the Max. His thumb was moving on her hand, rubbing it in affection. An arrow? Max? She said softly. Look at me. He obviously had drugs in him, and he was struggling to stay awake. There are so many things in my mind. I think I dreamed it all. My father is a good man, but he's ill. He needs me. Max started to sit up. It's all right. Henry is fine. He's well. Max relaxed. My mother is, he smiled. Martha, can you imagine that? She was blinking rapidly. Had he read the book but told no one? Was that what he was remembering? And Bert is actually your brother, she said. Yes, how did you know that? Henry and I wrote it all down. She wondered how confused he really was. What would you do if a horse had a bowel obstruction? She heard that on TV. Electrolytes, fluids, probably surgery. His eyes widened. How do I know that? He ran his hand over his face. There are things in my mind that I don't understand. I've been places and done things. I like elephants and giraffes. He closed his eyes for a moment. You're right. It wasn't an arrow. It was a bell. Did Alice Pat make the thing? Did he throw it at me? Etta couldn't help laughing. He and Philip were never going to be friends. Are you crying? I think maybe I am. You're not going to go away again, are you? I don't think I can carry you up any stairs right now. She shook her head no. For a moment, they looked at each other. Two things are different, aren't they? He asked. There's two of everything in my mind. Our home, yours and mine, is fading. Suddenly, he looked frightened. Are you still my wife? She nodded, too choked up to speak. There's a voice in my head saying, she found me. Do you know what that means? Again, she nodded. He closed his eyes tight for a moment. I have a job with animals, and there's a house. Cornelia designed it. He smiled, and Dad lives with us. You and he are friends. He paused. There are people in my mind. They're the same, but they're different. When I was a kid, I saw a wooden picture of you and me. I knew who we were, but I didn't know. A nurse opened the door and looked at Etta. You need to leave now. He has to rest. She closed the door. Max tightened his grip on Etta's hand. I think maybe I've traveled a very long way to get to you. You sure did. I saw that arrow coming at me and I started praying. I said I wanted to go wherever you are, not where, but when. When seemed to be your secret. Was I right? She kissed the back of his hand. You are exactly right. You won't leave me again, will you? No, never, she said. I know for sure that throughout time, you and I will be together forever. There were tears in Max's eyes as he held her hand. I have a question. What's an emoji? She laughed and kissed him. Tomorrow, she said. I'll see you in the morning. We have a lot to talk about. And I promise that you can adjust to two worlds and duplicate people. I did. His eyes were dropping with fatigue. I look forward to it. Forever and always. Yes, she said. Always. Even time can't separate us. As she left the room, her smile was brighter than the hospital lights. And that's the end of the book. Okay. I liked how it ended. It ended really sweet. So I don't know if y'all noticed. Well, I pointed it out. She jumped in front of the bell like he jumped in front of the arrow. And then when he fainted, I was like, he going back in time. Or when they gave her the sedative, I was like, is she about to go back in time? But it was the Max from back in time that came through with the other Max. And he got both, which is so cool because she got both. Ooh, I like this book. It was really, really nice from beginning to end. It held my attention. So me and my aunt was talking. We was thinking that maybe she had like a COVID fever and she was in the hospital, Delulu. And then recently I thought she might have had a breakdown from all the news that she got, but then realized that it was after the fact. So it wouldn't have been that. But and then we found out Henry was writing a book and he fed her the information. But there is a but. I don't think I really got the answer as to why Henry did it and how did he do it. I mean, he read the book to her, but how did she, I guess it's subconsciously, like when you read something, maybe you dream about it. But then when she came out of the dream, well, it does make sense because Henry would know. Anyway, okay, so here we go. So let's give my review on it. Arthur. I don't know the author. This is my first time reading her book. And I say the writing style out of 5 stars. All of this is going to be out of 5 stars. I give it a 5 because it kept my attention from beginning to end. There wasn't too much fluff. Meaning like, like when you're driving and you get to a dead zone and you can't talk to people on the phone until you pass the dead zone. And then you be like, okay, so what was you saying? And you got to re-engage with it. It was none of that. So that's what that 5 is for. There was a lot of big words in here, a lot of French words. No, not a lot of French words. It was words. It was words that were that I pronounced in some. Yeah, it wasn't too bad. Let me just say, there was not too many big bad big words to in this book. Okay, so the title, My Heart Will Find You. Did it work together? It did work together. It worked all the way to the end. So that's that. The plot. The plot was good. Let me think. Oh wait, the title of 5 stars. I give it to that. It captured it. Okay, the plot. I give it 5 because a history lesson throughout the whole book, and I appreciate that. I don't know if it's real or not. So either way, it was very engaging, and it made me think that it was part of history. So my rating for that is a 5. And let me think. So it was Arthur, title, plot, and I don't think it's any. Oh, the writing style. I like her writing style in this particular book, and I give that a 5. So overall, this book for me was a great read, and I give it a 5. So in the comment sections below, let me know what you feel about this book, what you think about this book. Was it a good read for you? Was it easy to follow? Did you have questions? You know, anything. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a live on this book because in all honesty, it was just, I see people view it, but there was no engagement in the comment section. So other than my aunt, and me and her talk once a week about the book. So as for a live, it would just be me and her. But if you feel like you want to, if you follow this book and you want me to do a live, put it in the comment sections below and I'll think about it. I'm not promising anything, but this is the end of the book. My Heart Will Find You. And until, what is this? Maybe, oh, I'm not reading a book in August, so I'll see you in September. Bye for now.